to the Scale Model Club, and on this week's show, this poster we got from AIRFIX Model magazine. I love the picture, love the way it looks. It's got the new Spitfire from AIRFIX in it, and it's got tanks, cars, lorries, desert. So what I thought I'd do is I'm going to do a diorama of this in order to showcase the new Spitfire by AIRFIX, and this is the first video in a set of videos explaining how I build it. So come along for the ride. Hello, welcome to the Scale Mod Club. On this week's show, essentially a quick unbox and a build of all the Afrika Korp vehicles that I'm going to put in the diorama. So this is AIRFIX's 176 scale German reconnaissance set. I have no idea quite what the vehicles are. One's like a little squad car, and one's obviously a Kubelwagen. Nicely moulded, all the bits are there. This is part of the Vintage Classics range. Comes with one flying hour for your AIRFIX club on the box. Comes in two sprues, one's for the Kubelwagen, one's for the little reconnaissance car. And it's all nicely moulded. There's not much flash at all for such an old kit. The instructions are very nicely printed, easy to follow, same kind of AIRFIX that you get in all the AIRFIX kits. And yeah, it's quite a nice little set, to be honest. I mean, I want to try and get another one so that I can do it in perhaps the green colours as well as the desert colours, but especially for the 176 scale Kubelwagen, which is quite a nice little model. So thanks everybody for watching all my videos. I know it's been a bit of a break, but we're back, we're on it, and we've got quite a big undertaking on the way, as you can see from the poster that we got from AIRFIX. I loved it. The whole Spitfires attacking the Afrika Korp column. I thought, yes, that's for me. So we'll speed this up a little bit. So basically, just cut, follow the instructions. Numbers are on the bits of plastic. Cut them from the sprue with your side cutters. Clean up all the extra little bits with your knife. Be careful. Make sure if you're a little one that you've got your adult watching, and even if you're an adult, you have an adult watching. We can all cut ourselves. Once the part is cleaned up, I'm using Tamiya's extra thin glue just to stick all the bits onto the body there. I don't know anything about German vehicles whatsoever, so I know this isn't actually in the poster. The poster is actually full of the half-ton trucks, a couple of Panzer IIs, I think they're Panzer IIs, and there is a half track. Oh, it's not a half track, is it? It's like the radio track with the four wheels on it. I'm not quite sure what that is. That's at the back of the column. But so a little bit of modeller's license. I wanted to have like a diverse little Afrika Korp column. So I've actually got this reconnaissance set from AIRFIX, and I've got two armour fast kits to go with it, which is a half track, because I quite like the half track, and two Panzers. I've thrown the Panzer box away, so I can't remember what I'm sure they're Panzer IIs. Might even be Panzer IIIs. The only thing I did find a bit awkward about some of these kits was it wasn't quite obvious where the wheel arches went. In the end, I think I stuck them on, thought, yeah, that looks okay, and then I put the axle on, and it was miles out of the way of the mudguard, so I had to change it.
But I'm quite pleased with it. Like I said, I will consider buying another one because it's a lovely little kit and it makes a lovely little vehicle, and it'd be nice just to do a little diorama for the reconnaissance set. It comes with a couple of figures. I think it's 4 or 5 figures, a couple of people holding the map, a couple of people to go in the Cooper bargain. I'm not sure if I'll use them or not yet. I haven't decided whether to make the convoy a rolling convoy or whether to make them sort of at rest in the desert as the Spitfires attack. So that's the main body done. Got the front wheel arches on, it's got the rear wheel arches to do, and the top gun, and it's done. So this is the armour fast tank. There we go, Panzer III. That's the instructions, they're on the back. Nicely printed, can't really go wrong. These are mainly modelled, I would say, probably for wargaming. But I found it quite difficult to find 172 Panzer IIIs, but these were very cheap, and you get 2 in a box, so you get 1 model, you get 2 Panzers, and I wasn't too bothered about the detail that was going to be on the Panzers, but as it turns out there is quite a lot of detail on there. The tracks are nice, the wheels are nice, the top's quite nice, and so is the turret. So once I'd got them built up, I was more than happy with them. No flash, because these are relatively new. I'm not sure when they've been moulded, but these were relatively new. I bought this one off of eBay. Again, you get your 2 models, 2 tanks in there. And I built this one up and thought this one is so good. I then bought the Armour Fast half track to go with it. So same scale, same build quality. So I cut it, it's exactly the same as before. Cut the bits of plastic from the sprue, give them a bit of a sand up so you get rid of the bits of plastic that are left, and stick it to the other piece using the extra thin Tamiya glue. I quite liked the fact, I'll say this, that the tracks and the wheels all go together. They're nicely moulded, so the wheels are quite nice and the tracks are quite nice. The only awkwardness is painting them, obviously, because you've got to try very carefully not to get it all over the wheels. If you're doing like a muddy diorama, it's not too bad because you can cover all your little mistakes with a bit of mud, but when it's sand, it's a bit more awkward. The other thing I must warn you about the Armour Fast kits, which I didn't realise, is they don't come with decals. It's literally just the kit. They were very cheap, but still, I mean, if I'm honest, why they haven't put a decal sheet in of just a couple of German crosses, I've no idea. Anyway, thanks for everyone for sticking with us. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If you want to see more, make sure you push that notification button. Not quite sure why I attempted this massive diorama after doing the Lancaster, but I did. The picture really spoke to me, and of course it was the new Spitfire from AIRFIX, and I do like AIRFIX Spitfires. I think they're possibly the best Spitfire out there. I know there's the Edard one, and that comes with all the brazen wheels, and it comes with the nice cockpit and the rest of the photo etch, but it's a really complicated kit to build, and I think it's overcomplicated. There's lots of little extra bits you have to stick in. The wingtips are extra and stuff, and I think personally the modern modern moulded Spitfires from AIRFIX are absolutely brilliant for old modelers and young. That's my opinion anyway. I do have to work with quite fat fingers, so. And these particular tanks come with the big side skirts, big armoured skirts on the side. I didn't use those because they're not in the picture. So. But as you can see, it builds up. It builds up quite nicely. Put the front on, the little driver's hatches. Glue the top and bottom together. Lower hull, upper hull. Put a few bits onto the turret there. Put a few extra bits on, and bam! You've got a tank. Very quickly built and very nicely modelled. And there's plenty of enough detail on there to let you get weathering on such a small kit. I did have trouble with sticking the wheels on. Wasn't quite sure which bits were supposed to stick to which, because the bottom wheels don't really touch the bottom of the hull, and the top bits didn't really have enough to glue on, and there was a couple of little tabs that didn't seem to go anywhere. So in the end I cut the tabs off, smoothed it all down, and then stuck them straight on, and they look fine to me. So there we have the turret placed on, and now I'll have to sort out these wheels. So I cut the tabs off, and in the end I think I actually got the old super glue out, because the extra thin, it grabbed it, don't get me wrong, and glued it, but it just didn't. Every time I put the tank down, the wheels fell off, so I gave up with that in the end and put them on with a bit of super glue. I did really enjoy building the kit, just as much as the AIRFIX one, which is a little bit more complicated, but I love building it. And this, I love the fact that you can stick the top, bottom, the wheels on, the turret on, and you've got a tank. And for the purpose of the diorama that I'm using it for, because I don't think the tank's going to be the big focus. Obviously it's still got to be, it's still got to look nice, it's still got to look like a tank, but for the purpose of the fact that you're going to have two of them being blown up, it's it's an adequate model. Like I said, every time I picked it up, it just fell off like that. So put a couple of blobs of super glue on there. Made sure I had it the right way round, the right one. Glued them on, and then inevitably glued my fingers to that. And then once I finished gluing the other side, this will make you laugh, I ended up gluing my mobile phone to the desk. You should never let me run riot with super glue. It's just bound to end in tears. But as you can see, it does make a nice little model. It just needed some decals, and all it needed really was a couple of numbers and a couple of black crosses. I think in the end what I've done is I have robbed the decals out of the AIRFIX reconnaissance kit and spread the black crosses out and put some palm trees on the little reconnaissance vehicle. If I can get hold of a sheet of 172 German Afrika Korp stuff, I will adorn them some more stickers. But yeah, like I said, I did have trouble with these tracks. I thought I'll leave it there and I'll put something on it, and you pick it up and the bottom side fell off. I was like, oh. And I couldn't tell you what the problem is. I honestly couldn't tell you what was wrong. I know there's two sticky out bits of plastic on either side which you're supposed to glue the wheels to, and that's what I ended up cutting off. You can just see them at the front of the body there. So I thought, right, no, I've had enough of this. And this. And thought the only way I'm going to cure this is by cutting everything flat and gluing it on. So I had no trouble gluing my fingers together, all the phone to the desk. Could I get the wheels on? Could I? Now bear in mind there's two in the kit, so at least if I do this now, I'll know to do exactly the same thing on the other kit. Like I said, I shaved that little piece off there. There's a little one on the other end. Shaved that off so it was flat, and I've got more surface to glue the wheels to now. I ran the super glue all the way along the end instead of just in the two front and back points. Held it on for a bit longer. Wait for it. Now, can I turn it over without it falling off? Yes, it worked. Awesome. And this is the armour fast German half track. Exactly the same as before. Instructions on the back. You get 2 sprues in the kit, so 2 models. Cut the pieces of half track from the sprue, sand them up, stick them together. Had no real problems with this kit at all. Everything went swimmingly. I've never built a half track before. In fact, I've never built so many German vehicles at all. But again, no decals came with the kit, so just be aware that if you buy the kit, it doesn't come with decals. But it is a wonderful kit to get into modelling if you've got someone a bit younger, because it is 1 sprue. It's not amazingly detailed, but it's got enough detail on it, and it is literally cutting, sanding, gluing, and you've got a nice model. It's a good introduction into armour, because you haven't got to muck about with your tracks and stuff. There's a little bit of an interior to it. A few seats, a couple of machine guns on the top. But this is another reason why I'm not sure about whether to do it at rest or moving, is because I've got no real figures to sit inside the half track. I've got a couple of figures to sit inside the Jeep if I need them, but the other figures I've got are standing. One of which is holding a map, so. But they're a nice, quick. I mean, it's like an afternoon's work just to cut a few bits off, sand them, sand them nice and clean, stick them together. And because it's obviously Afrika Korp, you can paint the whole thing the same colour, and then just get your paintbrush out for the tracks and the tyres. What I've bought or got hold of for the whole diorama is that, like it says, we've got the reconnaissance set at the start. We've got the armour fast half track and the armour fast 2 Panzer IIIs. I also have from Red Dog models a little pack of German bags and tarps and stuff that go on the sides of the tanks and stuff, just to give them a little bit of, just to tune them up a little bit. Same as I bought for the Sherman. It's got some ammo boxes, some tarpaulin, sleeping bags, just to make the vehicles look a little bit more human. Again, this is the only bit that's a little bit awkward for me. There was no real tabs to glue the wheel arches onto, so I had to sort of guess, as it were. My best guess came out quite nice, but as you can see, it took a few minutes of looking, considering, holding it on. I really wanted to hold it in place and then let the glue stick it so that it stayed in where you wanted to hold it, rather than putting the glue on the item itself and then trying to stick it to the side. I wanted to try and hold it in place, because there's a little hole there and there's a little hole the other side that I thought the peg in the fender there goes in, but it's not. It's something else goes through there. But like all the modelling, a little bit of thought, slow it down a bit, a lot of test fitting, and eventually you'll work out where it's supposed to go. And it normally at some point it will slide into place and you'll go, yeah, why didn't I see that? Problem is, I don't like sticking the wheels on until I've painted it. So I like to paint the wheels separately and then put them on so you can get good coverage in the wheel arches. But annoyingly, doing that means that sometimes if you don't quite get the wheel arch right, your wheel's not going to go on, and you've just then painted it all. So yeah, I would say that this one, the half track, is a little bit more fiddly than the two tanks, but it's still not a model breaker. Everything's really nicely moulded. There's no flash because this is quite new. The plastic it's moulded in is quite stiff, quite hard, but it's perfectly workable. Didn't use any super glue in the half track build because everything sort of sat where it wanted to sit, and after a bit of thought like now and a bit of mucking around, I did get to the point where it was like, yep, that's where it wants to sit, so we'll leave it there, and that was where it was going to stay. So I stuck the wheels on with these because I couldn't work out where the wheel arches went, so I thought I'll start with the wheels and then we'll work up from there, and I shall worry about the painting of them when I get there. So we're getting near the end of the build. Thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to see the other parts of the diorama we're building. Next time I think we'll have next time I'll paint these. I bought a nice set of DAC German colours to paint them in, so they should be nice Afrika Korp colours, and then we'll get on to doing some sandy base, and then we'll make sure we do a nice big review of the AIRFIX model right at the end. So there we go. Wheels on, fenders on. I think they're like ammo boxes or storage boxes on top of the fenders, and then we can stick the roof on. Or sorry, we can stick the seats in, the top on, and that's pretty much your half track finished. So you get seats, Pop the seats in place. I think originally I put them in the wrong place, and then I just put a bit of glue on them, tore them off, swapped them all around, put them in the right place. Floor goes into the half track. It fits really nicely. Now I don't know if it's because I had the wheel arches in wrong or it wasn't quite right, but for some reason the axle, if you put it on, had the tyres too low. So in the end I think I cut a tiny piece of sprue, sanded it, popped that on the bottom, then glued the axle to it, and it all sat at a nice level. But like I said, the half track was a little bit more complicated, I should say, than the two tanks, but still not complicated enough for it not to be a doable model by any modeler. Really, anything that comes on one sprue is a proper bonus. So yeah, cut a tiny piece of sprue off, glued that piece of sprue to the front, or where the axle was to go, glued the axle onto that, and it was done. Left that to dry for a little bit before I turned it over and fitted the two machine guns. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can watch me build Desert to put the Panzer IIIs, the half track, the reconnaissance and the little Hubelwagen on, so we can then get into what's in this new AIRFIX Spitfire kit and have it doing some damage. So thanks everybody for watching, and come back and I'll see you next time.